Thank you for the introduction and the lovely start on this webinar. As Doreen mentioned, my name is Stefan Rocca. I'm around about 20 years on the run during development on Oracle infrastructure, starting with Forms, PLSQL, rather than after that going to ADF, some cloud services. And I'd like to point out the topmost 10 things we believe are necessary to consider when you try to get into new marketplaces or to try to support different kind of processes. So digital transformation, for a very, very short introduction, could go in two directions on our side. On one side, it's focus to the customer, and so you try to get into a new market, try to support your own customers in a totally different and modern way. And on the other side, try to support your in-house application, your own users with more and more digital processes. So handmade things like paperwork or manual workflows are try to move into the digital world. So that is a two different kind you could start with if you're thinking about digital transformation. So what's going on in the next few minutes for our slides? One point of our main philosophy, I'd like to point out that the last step or the last sentence in this bubble that would try to help your business or to support your business in each step of the modernization. So from the very first beginning of an idea, of a strategic vision here to the maintainability of your software at the end. The agenda for today is very easy because we talk about 10 things. And though the agenda is clear, we try to start with an Forms-based application. So most of you, I believe, most of you are interested in Oracle-based applications like Forms or PLSQL-based application. And so we try to figure out what could be done with an existing Forms environment if you try to modernize those infrastructure. And we'll see some couple of things you could think about or you should consider it when you like to go to cloud or other kind of services. We, as Doreen mentioned at the beginning, we have a German user conference in the last week with a couple of very helpful discussions with the Oracle product management. So with, on one hand, Michael Ferrante for the Oracle Forms product management, but also with a couple of other guys from the development team. And one of the best solution or one of the best note is it's very easy to bring your Forms application into a cloud service. So Oracle Forms itself is ready, cloud ready. You can start very easy with an infrastructure as a service offer from Oracle for Cloud and bring your Forms environment together with your Forms application and the database into the cloud to allow customers around the world to access your application. That is very helpful. The only thing you think about or you need or you take care of is the offer of an infrastructure as a service. That's a bundle from Oracle for a cloud-based hardware, software, network infrastructure, storage, and so on. And you can install whatever you like on those machines. You get an access to those, and you don't care about backup, or you don't care about file system, and so on. You can use it as it is. And the best information out of that is the availability of a service called Ravello. That's a very easy service to move your existing virtual machine infrastructure into the cloud. Most of our customers right now support or run their application on a virtual machine to not directly bound to the hardware underneath. And with Ravello, as part of infrastructure as a service offer, is the availability to move those virtual machines without any additional requirements, without any additional installation and configuration directly into the cloud environment of Oracle. That is very helpful, very easy to start, very simple starting point. So how does your application look like afterwards? Inside the infrastructure as a service, you run your own forms and application with the same configuration you did it right now, with either browser-based, or if you're already based on 12c and use the standalone launcher from Forms 12c, you can also run it in a form of a client-server application. Your database could be part of the infrastructure as a service, so you can set up your own database. On the other hand, it's possible to use the database cloud service from Oracle as well. We see later on which kind of additional functionalities are available if you try to use different kind of cloud services. But there's no change, and that's the good news for today. There's no change for your existing Forms application. It runs as it does before, and you open that application to a new range of potential customers and users. When running or with running your Forms application inside a cloud environment, you already get the possibility to add additional features from existing cloud services. So you can enlarge your functionality of your Forms application with different kind of cloud services. And let me shortly describe the most useful cloud services when you start with a Forms environment. The most one used is the Java Cloud Service. If you try to enlarge your functionality from Forms, perhaps with new functionality implemented in ADF, that's a very easy starting point to set up a Java Cloud Service. Within, you have a WebLogic server, a database, complete security environment, and you can very easy, very quick start with an ADF application. Next one is the development cloud. If you work together in a very large team of software developers located around the world and try to minimize the effort to set up a complete, fresh, new development environment for each and every project you start, you can rely on the cloud services from Oracle. It's very easy to set up a development cloud service, and within you have a lot of additional functionalities like a bug tracking tool, a version control system, common used wiki, some agile tools for project management, Hudson server for continuous integration and delivery. So everything is pretty fine prepared for you, and you can start implementing your own application. Don't care about the environment on the left and the right side. If you think about having some kind of functionalities from your Forms application available on mobile front ends like smartphones or tablets, it's very easy to combine to the mobile cloud. We see later on some samples about that. And easy as, in the same way it's used to use the Application Builder Cloud Service. That is a new tool coming up from Oracle last year. It's a more or less low-code software development, and we see some samples later on. Doreen mentioned at the beginning, SOA is changing years by years, and different kind of patterns raised up from SOAP services in the beginning, and now we always talk about microservices as a new way of cluster a couple of functionalities. But it could be based or also based on message cloud services. So message cloud services, the backbone for any SOA component to interfere or to allow the application to talk to each other. And that could be easily integrated into an existing Forms application, so you can share messages from the backend side with other applications running in the cloud. And the last one, what makes sense is the simple Java standard edition and no cloud services. If you don't interested in implementing Java-based application based on the ADF framework, you can decide on the other hand to use open source frameworks like Spring, Hibernate, or a couple of JavaScript frameworks. So you are based on a Java SE and Node service. And that's a very easy, quick start development and web application service for those kind of components. So you see, if you go with your Forms application into the cloud, take care about you're not alone in the cloud. There are a couple of different kind of services you can attach to your application, and without with a very small footprint, you can enlarge the functionality of your software. Next step, you take care about if you try to go into a modern world, if you think about digital transformation and bring more and more customers or production together, is a very big part security. You have to take care about security concepts, and I'd like to bring an example on this slide for very famous automotive reseller or production company. They decide to bring all those clients they work for all over the world together in one cloud solution. So they like to reduce their maintaining costs. They like to reduce the time for upgrading, patching, developing 18 different applications. So they consolidate they together. But with this, its security takes a very big part, because one client is not allowed to see any other data from the other client. So we have to think about security concepts, and with this application, forms-based application, security is usually handled on database backend side. So what we do is with PITSCon, and very, very efficient and very easy, we bring in VPD after the implementation of the software is already finished. So you have an existing data model, you have an existing application with a couple of indexes and access mechanism. And with PITSCon, it's very, very easy to integrate VPD afterwards and take care about all new columns necessary for VPD, taking care about additional constraints and all the indices, so you don't lose any percentage of performance. So keep that in mind. If you bring your applications together, bring a couple of customers together into the cloud, take care about security, take care about security from the beginning of the database till the end of your application. Next part you take care about is the arguments why you should go to other technologies, and which kind of cost savings you have, or you can see if you try to consolidate your environments. That is an information coming up from the Oracle Cloud Day last week, held in Nuremberg. We have a couple of discussions with the product management from Cloud, and they have a couple of projects, and with the return of investment, they see that they are able for in-house application to save around about 30% of the total cost of ownership, because the customer or the user don't care anywhere about changing hardware every 3 or 5 years, don't take care about new software releases, don't care about times necessary for patches, updates, bug fixing, and so on. All the infrastructure is set up by the Oracle Cloud Service, and you only use that. And at the end, if you see and put your effort together, there will be a cost saving of 30% only for in-house applications. If you are more or less in a business model like an ISV, you create a Forms application and try to bring them out for new customers. You have a complete new business model you can think about. Bring all your customers together in the cloud, in one environment, in one infrastructure, perhaps, or in a couple of infrastructures, but you can now patch your own application in a very easy way, in a very efficient way, and the customers not necessarily have to have an own Oracle license to run your application. Perhaps you're an ISV and have a ASFU license or an embedded license, and you have to pay for that for Oracle. That's not necessary. You only have to pay your cloud environment, and you can get that money back from your own customers in a more efficient and more or a better way for you. For your deployment, it's very, very easy. If you have only one cloud environment to patch, to update, it's easier for you, and it's better for your service contracts if you have only one environment to take care about. If you have 100 customers, perhaps you have 100 customers, and you think about, oh, for a patch, I need 1 hour per customer. It's built by the service contract, but you have to have a guy who's working for 100 hours. If you decrease the support license from your customer, but you don't need 10 minutes for all your customers, at the end you get more money and you save your time for your support team. And last but not least, everybody of you knows when you think about database components and you think about, oh, it will be very helpful if I have perhaps a performance tuning and management pack available because I have a couple of problems in my database, but I'm not able to run those components because I have to pay for it and I have to order an enterprise license with additional features. In the cloud, there's totally different because you can say for perhaps 1 or 2 weeks, I need an additional feature for my database. And I can do all my performance tuning and my management tuning in those 2 weeks. And afterwards, I'm not using those features anymore. So at the end, that is cheaper for you rather than buying a component enterprise database with all these packs available. So you are able in the cloud to enable and disable a couple of features whenever you want, and you pay only for those parts you used. Next point you take care about is enhancing your own application. Which components are available inside the cloud and give a very good additional functionality to your application. And the most easy to use and very easy to use is the application builder cloud service. That is more or less a very low-code software development environment so that your development team or together with your customer, you are able to create pages and dashboards very, very easy. So there's a wizard around. It's more or less, if you're familiar perhaps with Google Formulas or Google Sheets, it's more or less the same. It's very easy to use. No learning curve, no webinar necessary to get familiar with that. It's very easy to start with, and you can create or are able to create your own pages. From the backend side, you can bound your data to a couple of different sources. On one hand, it could be more or less own business objects created only for the application builder cloud service, and you later on export or import those data with the data manager. Or if you're running in a forms environment, it makes more sense to have services available. So at the end, you can access the same data you used for your running forms application. So you describe the pages in a very, very simple way, which kind of attributes I like to have on the page. Should it be editable or should it only be shown? Is there any graph available? And within 5 minutes, you can create such a very easy page with tables and formulas. That should not replace your application. No, you will never ever run on an ERP system with the application builder cloud service. But for a couple of data you prepare for a view or for an export or whatever, you can have a very easy front end and a very good looking front end to your customers. And they say, oh, very fancy, very helpful. And I can see those data very fast and very efficient. How to set up and make that possible for your application, there is where PitsCon is in the middle and the most important part of that. With our tool, we have very good and very powerful functionalities to identify in your existing forms application a couple of blocks and the underlying databases, models on database tables in the database. And with these functionalities, we are able to almost create complete an ADF model project with all constraints, with all validation, with all insert, update, delete statements which are necessary to have the same functionalities on the backend side like in your existing Forms application. And on top of those ADF model project, we generated web services out of the box. And these web services are the entry point for the Application Builder Cloud Service. So very easy to maintain. You only define the couple of objects you like to make available for the Application Builder Cloud Service, and PitsCon can run in the backend and do all the stuff is necessary to create those access level. If we created those access level, not only Application Builder Cloud Service is helpful, we can also think about mobile cloud service. Mobile cloud service is more or less the mobile backend to allow your customers to use front ends like smartphones and tablets to access to your backend functionalities. The mobile cloud service enhance the existing services with a couple of APIs, perhaps like push notification. If you think about in your Forms application, you like to inform a specific customer because a new order is entered or a new item is available in the stock or whatever, and you like to inform your customer. Then there is an existing API running on the mobile backend service and inform all your customers. You get functionalities for storage, user management, and so on. So everything what's round about your application for the infrastructure is done with mobile cloud service. And you get a very fancy feedback from those backend how the acceptance of this application is by your user. So you see per a couple of dashboard functionalities, is my application used, how often, from which point in the world, which location is used my functionality, and so on. So you have a couple of dashboard and BI information about the usage of your application. If you think about making the front end of the application very easy for the mobile cloud service, very easy, you can think about the mobile acceleration service. It's a MAX. That is a very easy way to create dashboards and very lightweight formulas for a mobile device. There is no development environment necessary. You can create your application right in the browser, putting information out of your services. And remember, the services are based on your existing Forms application, and put those services on your device. You can create navigation, you can create insert formulas, you can create fancy dashboards, all inside the browsers with pretty good-looking previewer. And the most fancy things out of that, and I was very astonished as I saw it in a live demo last year, is you can download that application on every device by only providing those QR codes to your clients. So when they have the mobile Max app locally downloaded from the App Store or Google Play Store, you only have to provide those QR codes to your customers, and they can run very easy your application. Very fancy. So you see there are a couple of functionalities roundabout from those cloud services, which are very easy to use and give a very, very big
Stefan, I can't hear you any longer. Stefan? Okay. Any of you can hear Stefan, or is it just me? Okay. Hi, yes, no sound. Okay, thank you. Just hold on a second, and I will catch my colleague. Then we will start. Just give me a second. Okay. So just a couple of seconds. Topic 6, enhance application with Max. Any questions so far what Stefan presented us? I guess not. I just wrote him a message because he's located in Bielefeld, which is north of Germany, and I'm located at Stuttgart, which is south of Germany. Otherwise, I would just leave this room and go to him, but actually, it's not possible any longer. So I try to get him.
Topic you should care about.
Yeah, Stefan, did you? Okay, we couldn't hear you since a couple of seconds. So with topic 6, everything was nearly down, and we didn't get topic 7 and so on. Would you please continue with 6 again?
Oh, no problem.
Yes, I wrote you messages like hell.
What's going on?
Okay, I don't know. We lost you at, I guess, 6 it was.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. 6 is the most fancy feature I'd like to show you, so I'm very worried about not to have that available. Okay, so I put my iPhone to the left of my keyboard. Whenever you send a message, I will see it immediately. Sorry. Okay, topic 6. I'd like to inform that the last, more or less the last service you could use inside the cloud is a very fancy functionality for mobile application accelerator. So that means if you not only use the backend functionality from the cloud service, but also the front-end functionality, there's a very good browser application to create own apps. So inside the browser, you can put your own services, and remember the services come up from your Forms application, onto a mobile device. So you can put dashboards, simple forms, some graphs, some lists, and so on onto a device. And afterwards, the very easiest one is please provide only a QR code to your customers. If your customers have downloaded the app for Oracle beforehand from the iOS App Store or Google Play Store, with this QR code, they have directly access to your application and can use your application with all security issues you implemented, with login, with query components, with security components, and so on. And that is a very good enhancement of your existing Forms application. Next slide I'd like to talk about is don't worry about what's going on with your data on cloud if you like to have them back in your on-premise infrastructure. Oracle uses the same architecture, the same products, and the same standards on cloud and for on-premise installation. So if you have an Oracle database on-premise installation in a specific version, the same Oracle database infrastructure is available in the public cloud. So with a simple export-import, you can transform your data. If you have a WebLogic server installed on client side and on-premise, and you compile your Forms application with that version, it's the same version for the public cloud. No other products, it's the same WebLogic server, same database, so it's very easy to move between those two environments and let them work together. And there are good reasons to do so. So in a couple of situations when you like to have your data available for a broader range of users, put your data from your premise installation into the cloud to make them available. On the other hand, if you like to have your data on-premise back again for perhaps reporting or integration with other products, you can bring them back. If you are interested in a continuous updating and synchronization between on-premise data and on-cloud service data, Oracle provide Golden Gate functionalities to synchronize those two environments. As I talk, reporting is could be a very good part to talk about. If you have an Oracle Forms application and use Oracle Reports, Reports may be not the best product to bring into the cloud for a couple of missing security features and a little bit old technology. But the good news is Oracle BI Publisher 12c is cloud ready and have some good functionalities for a cloud-based environment. And the next good information comes from last week while I was talking with the Oracle product management for Forms and Reports. As you may know, Oracle BI Publisher is already part of the Developer Suite license. So if you have a Forms Developer Suite license, you are allowed to use BI Publisher in your development environment. Not yet in the production environment, but there's only one small step necessary on Oracle's side to allow also Forms customers to use the BI Publisher on production. It's not yet committed by the legal department from Oracle, but we have very, very good, we cross our fingers to make them happen very soon. So BI Publisher have a couple of functionalities which are helpful to enhance your existing Forms application and make them worse for a broader range of users. There are REST APIs and REST service integration for BI Publisher, so you can use common functionalities like a dashboard functionality inside the BI Publisher in your existing application. And the BI Publisher could, based on the same REST services you created for Application Builder Cloud Service or perhaps the mobile cloud service. For security issues, if you like to generate files and move them to common FTP servers or other targets, BI Publisher provide pretty good security functionalities to make them available and make them worse to use inside the cloud. That is not only PGP for FTP server, it's also about file data secure. If you're creating files like Excel files, XML files, and so on with the BI Publisher on the cloud and make them secure and secure the data and encrypt the data inside these documents. Next topic, topic number 9, is according to the situation that your infrastructure getting more and more complex. As you see, you have not only an existing Forms application, you may enhance that with a couple of web services and service features, integrate other services, and so on. So your infrastructure itself may get a little bit more complicated. So it's necessary to have a maintainable view, to have an overview, to have a tool for a couple of dependencies. And that is where PITS-CON come onto the stage. We are able to integrate all those components from the front end and the back end side and allow you to have in one tool an overview of your complete infrastructure. Not only inside Forms, although between Forms and database and web services and so on. So whenever you change a data model or getting a change in your package functionalities, you could also determine which web services, which mobile cloud service, which API is influenced by your change. So you get an overview and you are able to maintain your overview. Last but not least, last topic is take care about how to start and where to start. So the first advice I'd like to give is try to understand your business. I know you know your business, but please try to identify your business as deep as possible. And that is where PITS-CON could help you with a very brand new functionality like process analyze. And with this, we could identify specific processes inside your application. That could be a Forms application, it could be a small backend PLSQL functionality, and so on. And we could identify where it is helpful to enhance those functionalities with additional services or open that for a broader range of users. So process analyze could be a good starting point for you. Next one is take care about or try to start with a proof of concept. It's very easy to set up a proof of concept because Oracle and PIDS is your start in a cloud-based proof of concept. Doreen like to point out a couple of information to that later on. Next step is if you're step over your proof of concept and you think, yes, there could be a good point for us to enlarge our software with new functionalities, we have the availability to guide you to a very small but very efficient project, called pilot project. PIDSCon could provide a couple of analyses on your environment, on your software components, and give some advices for the best architecture for that application. And we are able to estimate time and costs and effort necessary to go to the cloud. It's not as easy to have a good overview over the cloud license model. And that depends on a couple of functionalities, or a couple of very different attributes. And we can help you to identify what is the total cost of ownership if you want to go to cloud and use feature A, B, C, and what's going on. And the last thing I'd like to mention is start with fixing your goals. What is the main reason? What is your fever inside your heart and your body to go to new environments, to new services? Do you try to address new markets, or do you try to reduce your cost for your in-house application? Would you like to get more flexibility for your application with hardware and services available? Would you try to optimize your internal support? So there are different kind of reasons why you try to think about digital transformation and kind of ways to support digital transformation. It's necessary in the first step to know what is my main goal, what are the very helpful steps to reach those goals. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting on slide number 6 or 7, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I hope you can follow those 10 topics, and I hope a couple of topics are helpful for you in your daily business, and you get some information, some hints, some clues, where to start, where to go. So I'd like to hand over to Doreen to come back to Q&A and perhaps your closing slides. So let me try to make you the presenter again.
Yes. So, Stefan, I guess our customers are already seen on the screen.
Yep. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Pretty fine. So you already know our customers. We are so proud of. And I would like to continue with one of the last slides Stefan used, and by this way, Stefan, thank you so much. It was pretty nice. 10 facts, very precise, very lovely to hear. And I guess afterwards there will be some questions, so I don't waste your time any longer. Start with a POC. What we mean is now after years, these 10 things you have to have in mind when you go about digital transformation migration projects, or so to say. It is definitely to have a partner on your side who will support you in every way you need support, which means, for example, if we talk about POC, we will help you to get a test environment by Oracle or your favorite vendor, and we will take care about your setup. We will do the setup of your infrastructure, and that you are able to have a form server and a database we can work with. And of course, we'll help you and support you with the migration of your data and how to put everything in the cloud. And during these amount of stuff you have to have in mind, talking about digital transformation, we will support you during the migration, during the test cases, to be prepared for your productive environment. And to round it up a little bit, it will be that we make you an offer which include whatever you really need. If it's to support your test environment, to set up the infrastructure, to migrate for you totally, or just to be part of it, to set everything clear for you, just ask us, and we will be there for you. And to know where you, or how you can get in contact with us, it is, of course, please stay in contact with us, which means you can reach my colleagues, for example, from UK under sales.uk@pits.com, or my colleagues from America under info@pitsamerica.com. And of course, if you have or located in Germany or Austria, Switzerland, you can contact us under customer service at pits.de. And please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and our blog to stay in contact, to get all the new information we will hand you over. And if you need anything else, just let us know. Are there any questions so far? Anything you would like to know from Stefan? Just use our chat functionality or the raise your hand button. And if not, just let me finish my part so far. You will find this webinar on our YouTube channel, I guess, in about a week or so. And of course, you can contact my colleagues from UK, like Yasser, or from America, Jason, and so on, by these email addresses and telephone numbers. And if there are any questions left, just take a look on our homepage, get in contact with us. We would love to support you in this way. And of course, you can send emails to my colleague Stefan slaraka@pits.com to get more technical details. Stefan, I guess so far from my side, I'm done. I made a run at the end, so it was pretty fast. So I guess it's your turn to round it up in a more lovely way.
No, it's not possible to do it in a more lovely way than you do. So many thanks. Thank you very much for the attendance. Sorry once more for the break in the middle of the presentation. As Doreen said, if any questions left, please don't be shy to get in contact with me. I'm happy to answer any questions out there, and hope you see you soon in one of our next webinars. Thank you very much, Doreen, for supporting us roundabout, and have a good day.
It was my pleasure, Stefan. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon. And thanks for your time. We really enjoy spending it with you. So have a nice day and see you. Bye-bye.